Hi guys, so here we are. We arrived in Kentucky. As you can see, it will be one of the coldest editions in about 10 years. I remember 10 years ago when I went here, it was like this as well, but it's been a while now. I only took this thin jacket, but hopefully we shouldn't be outside for a long time. The show starts tomorrow, but I already had some arrangements with people before the show, so maybe I can buy something already in these next coming days, and I will of course keep you guys posted on everything I find, and of course make nice videos of the show as well. So enjoy the video, and I'll see you soon. Hi guys, so here in the hotel room, still the show still hasn't started yet, but I was able to buy some items of somebody who contacted me and brought his collection into his hotel room. They call it a hotel buy here. And yeah, I was able to obtain some nice items even before the show, so let's have a look what we got. It's also nice that the guy found me because of the YouTube videos I make, so that's always nice that the videos reach people who want to sell their collection. So we have a nice M40 field blouse here, army field blouse with original applied breast eagle, original applied collar tabs, and original M40 infantry boards with the white piping on it. Then 3 matching bayonets, good condition. Here's a nice Fallschirmjäger bandolier, blue one, unissued. We have a M40 helmet here with a rough overpaint, field overpaint, like a bit of to stop the glossy look of the helmet. The original chin strap, so it's like a camouflage but with no camouflage colors. Original liner still inside. Somebody marked the markings with white like they do on guns. And then here we have a Luftwaffe tropical field blouse. The nice thing about it is it's really sun bleached, so it's been worn and it has this really nice faded look. Still has the original breast eagle, zigzag applied breast eagle. And then here we have a second pattern tropical field blouse, also with original applied breast eagle, original applied collar tabs. Look at it first. And the shoulder boards are not original, but they were on the tunic, so I thought, yeah, well, they look good on the tunic. And then we see here when we open it, at the back of it, nicely zigzag applied, and no signs of another eagle being there, so that's cool. And some size markings in a different way than I see them before, like stamped in a different direction. Buttons are still there, not been shortened. And then here we have a Luftwaffe Fliegerbluse, flight blues for a medical sanitäter. Still has the original medical patch as well applied. Also original applied zigzag breast eagle, nicely marked inside. Here, dated 1944, Luftwaffe Bekleidungsamt, and here the RBN number, the manufacturing number. And a good size, 96. Everything above 90 is a good size, actually. And then here, the back of the eagle. Also, no signs of other eagles being applied there. So original applied eagle. And then the last item is this beautiful M44 coat in this typical M44 mustard color. It's unissued, full length, with a big thing here. And then it still has a factory tag. Nothing is written on it, very hard to read, but it's still there, it's unissued. And then the inside shows this beautiful herringbone lining, something you often see with SS jackets, this type of material. And then it has a maker mark somewhere over here. There you go. Stamped right over here. And here's the maker mark, RBN manufacturing mark. So yeah, some nice items on my second day here before the show started. So looking forward to what the show will bring in a couple of hours. and I'll keep you updated on everything. So the show just started, table's still empty and everybody's coming in. Let's hope we can find a lot of new stuff. Hi, also Thursday morning. Yesterday was good, only 3 hours of setup. Found a lot of stuff, I'll show later. And now is the big day, first day of the show, Thursday. Hope we can find a lot of new items.
Is what it is. And it has 80,000 of these leaflets in it. And whenever the Americans came into a certain area, they would drop one of these, and these leaflets in Vietnamese would explain that they're coming in, don't run, don't shoot at us, that type of thing. And we're asking for Vietnam veterans to sign it. And then we've got two museums that want to display them. Are you a veteran?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't do it. Around here. How you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you.
items being presented in the YouTube video will be offered for sale on the website in the future. They are not for sale prior to this. Correspondence about buying items shown in the video will not be answered. Like this, everyone gets a fair chance of buying, and we keep the website updated with interesting items.
Hi guys, so we made it back from the SOS in Louisville safely. Still waiting on a few of my parcels, but I got some stuff that I already brought with me that I will show today, and the other stuff should be arriving shortly, and then we'll make a second shot when all that's here. But first things first. So here's some of the stuff I already got back from the SOS. It's not a dagger. But a very nice false Normandy gorget. You know, if in the dark, it still glows in the dark, so this yellow paint is actually radioactive, and it still lights up in the dark. It's actually been unworn, it has a little bit of patina on it, but then if you see the back, you see the maker mark here, which is an M-shaped maker mark from the factory Decals. Which is, of course, one of the manufacturers who made these gorgets along with Osman and some other unknown manufacturers. I used to find these a lot in the States, but they are becoming very hard to find. It's a mint unissued leader armband. It has the white edges. You see that? That is, if I'm not mistaken, please don't kill me, Kreisleitung. So actually you have this blue, they come in blue, white, yellow, red, different kinds of colors on the edges, and the color indicates what in what area this leader would be appointed, a community, a province, or like the country, the bigger they get. So this is also the oak leaf bands you have here indicate also the rank of the NSDAP person leader who wore this armband. And then if you turn it around, you can still see here the original RZM manufacturer tag. And most of the armbands you will see here have an arrow open, which points the correct position of the armband, so it should be worn with the arrow, of course, in a good direction. So it's unworn, never been issued, and it's the full length. So this would be sewn on a tunic or greatcoat of an NSDAP leader. I will just grab it like this. It'll be easier. We'll talk about the cap a bit later, but in the cap I've put a lot of stuff here. Also, one of the typical pieces I bring back from the States along is these grey buckles. These were used for the Army or Navy. Some people say it's a Navy buckle. It's not true. It's just a late war Army buckle that could be used by the Navy as well. Late war, which means production, I think 1943 and so on, and it's coated in grey color, and it's a typical example by JFS, marked right under the catch. And these buckles by JFS have a typical brown colored, what is it called? Catch, hinge, I don't know, pins to go in the buckle. So this should be in the brown color. Then also some of these typical VAT bring back items. This is a strip of 5 eagles, but very rare first pattern eagles. So M33, we refer this as M33, the first pattern cap eagles for the army cap. So the color is slightly different than the ones you often see, the dark green or the pale green ones. These are like mixed gray-green from color, a very early strip of these eagles. Do I have more? Here's a nice set of shoulder boards, infantry, white piping, M44, you see with the minimalistic insides. Mint condition, a very nice pair, hard to find, for NCO ranks. Then here a nice Jaeger sleeve patch, but you can see already it's not made embroidered on a regular wool, but it's made like on on some sort of canvas. So for people say it's made for the windjakke. I'm not sure. It's one of the variants that's very desirable to collect. So a very nice piece in mint condition. Then here we have a set of Panzer skulls, which is very hard to find actually, especially these early aluminum ones. You often find sets in zinc. This is the original set, and they still have their original prongs still attached and not broken off like most of the examples you see. So it's really hard to find actually a beautiful set like these. Let me see if there's a maker mark. No, they're not maker marked. Sometimes you will find them with maker marks as well, but these are not maker marked. Then some classic American stuff I bring here is the airborne patches, but this is actually a very rare variant with the white tongue. Normally they have the red tongue like this one. This is actually very scarce and very desirable variant of these patches. So you see typical World War II style backing as well for these patches. Then I have some rare insignia. I will put them first here, or rarer insignia. So here we have a very early first pattern a jump smoke eagle for the paratroopers. So it's groen melierd, we call it, the cloth on the back. It's like green and brown colors embroidered on green, the typical material of the first pattern jump smokes. You can see it's been removed from the uniform. Some traces of zigzag stitching are still remain, but it's a very rare eagle and perfect to restore a first pattern Fallschirmjäger smoke. Then next to it is a worn, also uniform removed Afrika Korps eagle, also very hard to find, especially in this condition, and it's perfect actually for a restoration because many of these tunics you will find, especially the early ones, without the eagle, and this one has the right patina to restore a tunic like that. It's nicely, neatly folded, and just a uniform removed example. Then here we have some SS cap insignia. So here we have the normal infantry cap, what we call it, and here the Panzer cap, which is in black, both maker marked by the famous company Bevo-Militaria, which of course has the same name as our own company. And this is then a very late war. We call this the pirate trap from trapezoid, because it's trapezoid insignia, and this skull looks like really like a pirate kind of skull. It's a very late war example. You will find on the late war SS Panzer caps, the Dachau caps, but beautiful example, unissued condition. I'll show the back of these as well. This is the correct weaving as they should be, and they always fake these as well, of course. This is perfect how they should look. Then here, a nice and very rare Soldbuch, actually from the Deutsche Volkssturm. So the Deutsche Volkssturm are these guys. They wore these armbands, which was, of course, the last-ditch army from all elderly that Hitler assembled at the end of the war to defend Germany. Of course, first page is the picture of Hitler. Most of these books don't have pictures attached. They only have a name inside, and that's about it. There are no, just name and birth date, and furthermore no entries. So if you find these booklets with more entries, it's quite interesting. But this is an original issued Volkssturm Soldbuch, perfect condition. Still has a name on the back as well, I see. So this is also the matching armband. Armbands, I found a lot of armbands in the past in the States. It's getting harder and harder to find them, but I still have a nice assortment of armbands that I brought back, different ones, in all shapes and sizes. More here. Some more Volkssturm armbands. These are the armbands. So yeah, normal NSDAP ones, SA Sport armband, maybe it still has the RZM tag inside. Then the NSDAP Parteibereitschaft armband, quite a scarce example, especially with the printing. You often find them without the NSDAP printing. Here's a nice normal NSDAP armband, but difference is this is also a woven example. Bevo, like we say it, Bevo woven example, directly into the armband, and not like many of these you find them in separate pieces sewn on the armband. And then here's the standard Hitler Youth armbands. They don't have the RZM tags anymore. I assume they have both been worn. And here is a recruitment, army recruitment, which is design-wise one of the most beautiful armbands there is, I think. And this is then a little pennant, but the similar construction as an armband with the same type of swastika you will see on an armband. And then here we have Deutsche Wehrmacht for people who were working for the German armed forces. And here another nice classic example from the also a bit the same as this one, people who worked for the German government. And this still has an acceptance stamp as well, which is sometimes nice with these armbands. Let me put them a bit over here. Then of course this is the typical stuff you'll find in the States a lot. It's it's a bit the same as this. This is the Dachau made stuff. So these were the shields they made in the concentration camps for the volunteers. You find them in all sorts, but I try to find the more rarer ones, like these Estonian ones are quite hard to find. Found 5 of them, and also the Dutch ones. I wish there were Flemish ones, because I'm Flemish, not Dutch. The lions, which I collect myself, but I didn't manage to find a single one at the show. But I found a couple of Dutch and a couple of Estonian ones. Original shields for the Dutch volunteers and the Estonian volunteers. Never issued, of course, and this was typical vet bring-back material during the Second World War. And here we have not some normal insignia. This is one grouping I bought actually from apparently came from one soldier, but I bought it actually only because of this eagle, because this eagle is a very special one. It's embroidered on canvas, as you can see, so it's also actually for I would believe a field division smock of the Luftwaffe. And of course these other patches not so special. It's a flat wire eagle for the Waffenrock. This is for I don't know the correct word in English, but someone who was in charge of the ammunition depots. And then here we have Luftwaffe flak badges. Vlaktätigheidsabzeichen was worn on the sleeve badge of Luftwaffe flak crew members. Here we have a nice frog for an SS dagger, a vertical hanger actually, and we can still see it's marked here SS with the RZM code, and then here 135, which means I believe 1935, or is it the maker? I still have to search it, and then RZM next to it. It's an original example, worn condition, but no leather pieces broken and still fully intact. So nice hanger. Then some nice badges I was able to find. Here we have a beautiful Luftwaffe paratrooper abzeichen, early example, and it's maker marked. Let's try to see the maker mark. Be careful when you open it. So it has a maker mark here. Willem Deumer, it says. So always look at the rivets as well. These are nice and tight, have never been opened. Badge shows nice patina. It's an original early one, very thick, quality made example. And the same for this is a very early Panzerabzeichen, or a tank Panzer assault badge. Bronze example, very early example as well. Beautiful condition. Also early is this beautiful SS skull. I showed it in the last video of the Houten I made. I found exactly the same skull. It's a beautiful example. Maker marked on top there 499/41 and RZM marked. Can we get it on camera? I believe so. And of course complete with both of the prongs still intact. A beautiful example. Kupal, that's why it has the bronze look, because the silver finish on top is worn off, and then this beautiful bronze look is underneath. So all three very early made pieces in quality materials. Then some items from my own collection. So here we have Flemish. This is a typical Dachau example, same as these volunteer shields. It's actually this is the sign of the volunteer division Langemark, which were the enlisted the Flemish volunteers. This is the matching color tab. This is the example. Dachau made example, same as the shields they made in the concentration camps. You will find these a lot still sometimes. This is a very rare example. This is the RZM embroidered version. So these are, you can see it has been glued in an album or something. It's the first one I have in my collection like this. I have a couple of these already, but this I'm very stoked to have found this original RZM Langemark tab. And then another piece from my collection is this mountain cap. So this is an, as you can see, an officer mountain cap. Has the short brim on the top. It has the rounded corners like a mountain cap should have, and also the single stitch on the here, typical, nicely done, and an officer cord. So it's made for an officer. It's a private tailored cap, but of course the nice thing is inside. You can see this here. It has a tailor tag inside. I will try to read it. Jules Knepper, which is probably a French surname with a German family name, but it's made in Arlon, and Arlon is a town in the Ardennes in Belgium. So for me, of course, this is a Belgian-made mountain cap. As a collector of mountain caps, I must say I was very stoked to find this particular hat, because yes. It's not only for my own collection, but then it's made here in Belgium as well. Sadly, no eagle and edelweiss, so I'll try to find maybe a proper example and have it restored, so it will fit in my collection very nicely. But very happy to find a piece like this in the States, of course. I have some more nice caps. So here we have a mountain cap, but a Luftwaffe example, single vent here. And also the short brim, original hand-applied insignia, and then very nice inside. Shows some markings, not a lot. And then here is a beautiful SS M43 cap. So we can immediately see the same. Well, it's not a Bevo made, but it's same trapezoid insignia on the front. The nice thing about this cap is the material. It's actually made out of captured either Dutch or Czech, I would say Czech wool. This is the typical wool that the Germans captured when they entered Czechoslovakia, and they used them for making uniforms, caps, etc. It's the first time I see an SS cap actually like this. Beautiful textbook example, and especially when we look at the inside, this is a typical SS marking, M43, and then the size marking, very sharply marked. And this material as well, this grey lining material, we will find a lot in SS jackets and caps. It's textbook SS M43 field cap, and not a Stately film cap like most of them are. Really beautiful example in good condition. Also a nice Hitler Youth sport stop. And with a nice maker tag here. sometimes they also have RZM markings on the bottom. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. So this is the original RZM tag as well, present in the. It's called Hitlerjugend und Deutschjugend Sporthemd, so sport shirts for Hitler Youth and German youth. An SS Kopfhaube for the winter uniform, reversible into white colors, good condition and still with the original strings attached, sharp colors as well, just a nice piece of SS headgear that's still affordable today. Then this was also a small grouping, and I actually wanted to compare it with these flak badges. This is an extremely rare flak badge in bullion, so an officer example actually. You can see the silver embroidery. Compared to these ones you will find a lot, but this is actually the first time in my life I found one, an officer example like this. Shows also the padded backing, so quite a rare and beautiful example. Came in a nice grouping with a Schützen lanyard and also a buckle. A buckle by Hermann Aurich, dated 1942. And normally these also have a maker mark on the back, but it's not always visible. So let me see if I can find it. No, the paint is too thick. Sometimes they're marked on the back with the logo of Hermann Aurich, but a beautiful, well-preserved Luftwaffe buckle. Not many of them left around. Also the stuff 10 years ago I used to pick up in dozens, and now happy to find one. Then, as many of you know, one of my favorite things to bring back for my own collection, a fez. So actually these also came out of the same factories as these insignia and always come together in these typical Dachau groupings. So original fez with original applied insignia on there. Mint never issued. Just a bit of damage on the leather sweatband here. But this will go on my fez burrito. You can always see in my previous videos where I have about 30 or even more. I think I have more than 30 now, stacked together. I really like this actually. This was I believe it was this bag or maybe another. People would hand over this bag to me just at the show to put my helmets in, and then even wrap them inside these post-war covers, which I appreciate a lot, to bring it home without damage. But it's not an American helmet. It is a beautiful M42 Kriegsmarine helmet, Navy helmet. You can see the deep gold color in this decal, and it's actually, we call this the thin wing decal because the wings are very thin, and it's a perfect match because these always you will find on the helmets produced by EF. So this is an EF64 helmet, very hard to read because EF was not the best in stamping helmets. And then we have the lot number here in the back as well, but it's a very hard to find helmet. I actually have one like this in my collection for a long time. It's actually the second time I find one in this very nice and well preserved condition. So quite hard to find an EF M42 Navy helmet. And then the best so far, because more stuff will come in the next shot, but here is a double decal SS helmet. The best thing about it is actually, if you look on the paint here, it used to be a black helmet, Allgemeine SS black double decal helmet, and was reissued during the war with applying new decals on top of the old ones. This is a typical Pocher reissued decal, and the other side as well. And if you look at the inside, we can still see remains of the black paint underneath the new reissued layer. The nice thing as well is you can see the different layers of paint on the aluminum band here as well. The liner has never been taken out. The liner is not in the best condition. I wish it was better, but finding a helmet like this is already unbelievable. Double decal SS reissue from a black helmet underneath. So yeah, quite one of the better items I got at the show, but did cost me quite a fortune. They don't come for free anymore. So these were the first items. I'll be back in the next shot with hopefully all the rest of the items if they arrive safe and sound, if the postman takes care of them, and I'll see you shortly. I'll show a bit of shots from the show after this. So here we are, back again a few days later, and all my boxes arrived in good condition. I'm excited to show you more about the items that I found there. Most of it is headgear, because as you know, that's also the thing I like the most. So I'll start here with a beautiful M43 cap, a textbook example, mint condition, never issued, small mod hole here in the back, but furthermore, very nice piece with original applied insignia on the front of the cap, and the inside perfect as well. It still has this little band that makes a crazy sound underneath the lining, as it should be. It's a textbook example and a good size. So here we have a pith helmet, but very good condition, minty condition. As I told in previous videos as well, always make sure the chin strap is there. But this is a special example. It's a maker mark I've never seen before. So it says J, P, N, L or F, I don't know, P and P. Yeah, don't know this, but it's very a maker I've never encountered before. So quite a rare one. If you unfold gently the band here, we can see the size mark 55 and the date 42. So a rare maker mark, and also a green one, which is also nice to see. And here we have a minty, never issued visor, NCO grade or enlisted man with the leather chin strap, and it has the pink piping for Panzer troops or Panzerjäger troops. It's an early example with this typical tricot wool with little stripes in the wool. That you can tell it's a very early example. It also has the early shape, so the teller shape, the what they call it. And then we can see the inside. It has never been issued. It's a mint example. Shows the size there, 65.5, which that is. And if we gently also unfold the leather sweatband, only do it when it's very soft. Never do it when it's in bad condition, then it will tear. Here we can see the maker mark of Peter Cooper in 1939, as I said, an early one. And it has never been issued, so there's no regimental stamp in it. When it was issued, the regiment would put also a stamp in the visor as well. But a super nice example, extremely good condition, and no mud holes, whatever, just a well-preserved example. Happy to obtain that as well on the first day, I deem. And here a Luftwaffe visor cap, officer one. I would say a mid-war example, and a typical Erel made piece. We can still see a bit of the maker mark here from the Erel factory. And it used to have a marking here as well, but you can see the celluloid is heavily damaged, so it's not there anymore. Also the leather, the bill in the front, it's a cardboard one, but you can tell by how it's made. It's quite a late war made piece, but it has a nice crusher feel and shape. It has original applied Berlin insignia on the front, and it's also in good condition. And a little bit of damages, but no real moth damages, just from wear a little bit. And the top is fine as well. So nice hat in good shape. Then here's something I got from my own collection, so not for sale. I say it again, not for sale. This is one of the most beautiful caps I've ever seen. It's also an Erel made one. As people know, I collect visors made by this firm, and this actually was still missing in my own collection. It is, as you can see, maroon or purple piped visor for Nebelwerfer troops. Smoke troops, translated in English. It still has a beautiful saddle shape. No damages. If you look here, this is a vulnerable area for mothing, but this is just perfect condition, and it has been light worn. And this one has the Erel mark still intact here, and also the Erel mark on the leather sweatband, the one I showed in the other visor as well. But this is just a beautiful example. The only thing I regret, because it's still missing in my collection, I've been looking for it for several years. It's not a vented cocarde. So we're back again because the sound was gone, the battery of the microphone was dead. So we only knew that after the video was filmed, so I'm doing it all over again. I was just talking about this visor. The last thing I was saying was that the cocarde in this case is not a vented example. It's a normal one, and normally these Erel ones would have a vented one in many of the cases. So actually, if I want to upgrade this one, I would rather have one with a vented cocarde than this, but this will suit for the collection until I find a better one. But despite being such a rare branch color, I'm not sure if I'll find another one like it. But you never know, or if you have one and you would like to trade it with me, you can always get in touch. So, what else did I got at the show? Some more Fezzes. I already showed it in the beginning of the video. Some I've picked up before the show, some at the show, but actually these are two normal ones, again with the double stacked insignia. One has a bit of rougher wool than the other one. Tan colored sweatband and brown sweatband. They always are a little bit different, but nice original insignia on the front. But then here's a very special one, first time for me. This is one with a trapezoid insignia. So just like the caps they made, first they made them with the double insignia and then later with the trapezoid. It's the first time I've seen a fez with it, and it's not been reapplied. It's original applied. It's a textbook German issued, German made fez. And there's no traces of other insignia being there. It's just a beautiful example, and original green trapezoid on the front. So if somebody has any photographic evidence of these, I would be very interested to see it. But it's the first time for me, and a nice addition to my Fez collection. And you can see my collection in one of the previous videos I made. I'll put them here. Then something for my own collection as well. Amazing, beautiful M35 helmet. You can already see the very apple green color on this one. It's a double decal. Here comes Kriegsmarine helmet. Extremely rare, because many of these helmets had actually the tricolor shields removed during the war. So it's very rare to find one, and you can easily see it's a Kriegsmarine helmet because of the deep gold color. And it's also made in two layers, so you have a black underlayer and an eagle is actually placed on top. And you can see it actually because it has a rim above the eagle. We call it the rim. It's you can see it. It's like made in two parts. That's the difference between a Kriegsmarine eagle and a toned army decal. Because sometimes army decals can have some sort of toning and it looks gold, but this is a genuine Kriegsmarine example. Besides being a super rare helmet, it's also a very large one. It's an ET68, so one of the bigger sizes. It's complete with a chin strap. It has a nice dome stamp inside as well. And I must say, I'm very happy to have this helmet for my own collection. It's been something I've been searching for a long time. And you can easily say it's much rarer than any SS or paratrooper helmet, actually a double decal Navy helmet in this pristine condition. Here's a nice SS helmet. I got it in a trade before the show, picked it up there. It's a textbook example M42 helmet with an ET pattern SS shield. You can see the condition of the decal is perfect, and it's an EF helmet, so you will notice as well in my SS decal video I made, I explained this, that the ET factory also used the ET pattern decals on these SS helmets. So beautiful piece that will also go in my own collection. Then here we have a nice M41 tropical cap, Africa core cap. It has the original applied insignia on the front, machine applied cocarde, and many times you see the eagle, like here is a hand applied example, textbook, never been issued. It has the original grommets. You can still see here, this is the original paint that goes on the grommet, the tan colored paint. But these are made from zinc, and sometimes you can see the paint just fell off, like on this grommet on this side here. Other grommets still have their paint intact. And then the inside, it's always, you can always see with these later war made caps, they have this oil-clothed sweatband made in two pieces, and then it's maker marked inside. You will see the manufacturer number, the RBN number, so it's, you know, it's an RBN number, it's made in 1943 or later, and here's the date 1943 and the size 75, yeah. So textbook cap, never issued, in very good condition. Here's a super nice Normandy pattern Luftwaffe helmet, double decal M35. The decal was left open during the camouflage process, so they must have like taped it and then sprayed over in three-toned colors. So these tan, brown and green colors we call Normandy pattern, because many of these helmets were actually found by veterans in Normandy, and that's why collectors call it a Normandy helmet. The other decal was also left open during the camouflage process, but you can see the soldier during the time tried to remove the decal because of the regulations. So it's not a decal that has been exposed by a collector after the war. It was actually left open because there's no traces of camouflage paint. It was left open by the soldier, but then probably his commander told him to remove the shield as well. He tried to, but you can see even if you try very hard, it's hard to remove a shield like that. So it is, for me, a very nice example. Not sure if I will keep it or sell it yet. We'll see how much room I have in my cabinet. Nice complete liner, aluminum liner band, never been touched, and an original early war chin strap. You will see here the chin strap is shortened, something that you see on combat helmets a lot, that these straps were actually too long and they made them a bit shorter themselves for a better fit. So yeah, very nice camouflage helmet. The most special helmet I got during the show is actually this one. It's probably the first time for many people to see a helmet like this. For me, it was only the second time. This is, in my opinion, a Feldherrnhalle helmet with the first pattern decals. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. But this is the SA decal, and the other side has also an eagle decal, but it has been unfortunately a bit damaged, as you can see. The helmet was preserved by a collector after the war. They put some sort of oil on top of the helmet, so I'm not sure if I'll try to remove it or just leave it like this, or maybe leave it up to the buyer. But it was such a rare helmet, I just had to have it. It's complete with the liner, chin strap is still intact. It's a double decal example, and it's actually an early civil helmet, so lightweight steel helmet with the salt shaker vent holes, but extremely rare in this typical brown political color. So yeah, that was definitely one of my best and rarest finds. For me, like I said, the first time I've had a helmet like this, and I think only a few of them are only known in the world, so extremely rare. First pattern Feldherrnhalle helmet. And here we have something else than a helmet. A very cool M33 SA dagger, but what I really like about it is that the patina is really untouched. It's never been cleaned, never been opened. You can still see all the nice patina on it. Nobody touched this this dagger. It still has the original anodized scabbard, and you can still see the brown lacquer is still mostly intact. All the screws here untouched, never been touched with a screwdriver on the whole dagger, and of course the top nut here, which opens the dagger, just doesn't also show any tampering, so it has never been opened. So beautiful dagger, and then the grip is made of solid wood, quality wood, which is typical for these early daggers. Then on the reverse, as it should be, we see the area marking, which is in this case TH. I believe Thüringen, not sure, but I believe it's Thüringen. But then also, if you open the dagger, it sits firmly in the scabbard. The blade is just in excellent condition. You still can see the cross graining from top to bottom. And the text, of course, Alles für Deutschland, which is the motto of the SA. And then the back shows a maker mark, Willem Kober, Willem Kober in Soel. It's a maker mark I haven't encountered before, so it's also quite a rare maker. So especially for an SA dagger collector, this would be kind of a dream dagger, because it's a rare maker and it's in untouched condition. So yeah, that's why I bought it in the first place. One box left to go with a lot of helmets, because I like helmets. Here's a nice camouflage helmet, a single tone camouflage helmet. It actually was a single decal army helmet. You can still see the decal hidden under the paint. The helmet was actually painted in a rough overpaint, and then that rough overpaint was again camouflaged in these grey bluish spray paint. And you can still see this was the kind of paint they actually used in the first camouflage job, and then they went with spray paint over it, like grey-green camouflage stripes. It's complete with a liner. Also has the shortened chin strap like the Luftwaffe helmet. Just an untouched camouflage helmet. The split pins are also nice and untouched, not been tampered with. And you can still see here there's still paint on the rim as well of the liner band, so the liner has never been taken out. Just a very honest combat helmet. I'm just checking with the camera if the sound is still on, so we don't have to start over again. Okay, then I'm happy. I can continue. And here we have nothing very special, but just an honest M18 World War I helmet that has been reissued during the Second World War. So they put new paint on it, put a new liner on it, and of course an army decal on the side, which is I believe a thin wind decal. It's a typical reissue decal you find a lot on these helmets. It's just in beautiful condition. It has already a rough paint job, which means it's probably painted around 1941 or later, and then it's complete with the liner. And a nice addition, of course, is here. Tony Petham doesn't really sound like a German name, because it isn't. This is actually the name of the American veteran who brought it home and just painted his name inside, so people won't steal his helmet. Interesting with these helmets, World War I, sometimes they also have already these typical maker marks you see on the World War II helmets, and also the size 64 next to it. So yeah, an honest reissued helmet that was taken home as a souvenir by an American soldier, like probably most of these helmets that come in America. Here's another nice single tone camouflage helmet. So again, a single decal helmet. The decal was painted around just like the Luftwaffe helmet I showed earlier, and it was painted or camouflaged in thick green olive paint. what I really like about this helmet is you can see the damage on the decal, like in the middle, which actually was probably a rubber strap that went around the helmet during the war, where they can put leaves in as camouflage, and that's why it has the damage here in the middle of the helmet. The helmet is complete with the liner, again shortened chin strap, as we see on combat helmets a lot. And the nicest thing about this helmet is, of course, it's named to Oberleutnant Kaiser. Oberleutnant is a first lieutenant, is actually an officer. So this helmet was worn by an officer, and that makes it a little bit more special. Gently put it on here. Then here we have a double decal M35 Luftwaffe helmet. Still has the very glossy blue paint. The decals are in very good condition. It shows a bit of normal wear. This is probably a stacking line from putting other helmets on top of each other. The aluminum split pins, you can see these early helmets had aluminum split pins, and aluminum doesn't hold paint very much, so that's why in many cases when these helmets were worn, you will see them with the silver color of the aluminum peeking through. It's complete with the liner and the chin strap. The chin strap is interesting because it's a typical textbook chocolate brown Luftwaffe chin strap, as it should be. Sometimes they have markings as well, not all the time. This one doesn't have any anymore, or they're worn off. Yeah, I can still see something here on the strap. The maker mark is still present on this strap, if you look very closely. Dated 1937, if I'm not mistaken. But sometimes they also have a Luftwaffe issue stamp or a unit stamp. In this case, the unit stamp is in the dome of the helmet. So we have here Fliegerhorst Kommandatur Diebach, which actually means this helmet was issued at an airfield in Germany during the war. So an honest Luftwaffe M35 helmet. This is a very special one. This is an M35 Kriegsmarine or Navy helmet, and it's actually painted in beautiful camouflage scheme. I would call it like the British camouflage on the vehicles, like Mickey Mouse camouflage patterns. So it's painted in brown, green, black, tan color, just all around the helmet. Beautiful done. Look at the top as well. And it has a navy decal on the side, left open during the camouflage process. It's an ET pattern Kriegsmarine decal, and this is a typical helmet made by the factory SE. SE is known to have made Kriegsmarine helmets in M35 helmets, but always as a single decal. So these were, I believe, made in the early 40s. And by SE, you will always find these configurations, so single decal. They never made double decals. And then the helmet is complete with the interior as well. You can still see the leftovers of the camouflage paint they used on the inside rim. Beautiful helmet, complete with a chin strap, although the chin strap here shows a little repair from the collector after the war. Just an honest helmet. The liner is in there as well. The split pins look straight. So yeah, a very rare, desirable camouflage pattern. I've never seen a pattern like that before. So yeah, happy to have obtained this. And then the last helmet I have for you today is a big size, also 68 M42 helmet. We can see here it's made by NS. It's a size 68, and the liner is complete. Very good condition. Chin strap, a full-length chin strap for this time. Shows a maker mark as well. And it has a dome stamp present, very firmly in the middle of the helmet. And then the outside is interesting because, first of all, it has a typical Tinman army decal that matches the maker of this helmet. But then you can see the grayish look on this helmet. This is actually because the helmet was used during a winter offensive, and they camouflaged it white with what they call whitewash. It was actually a mixture of chalk that would give a white look on the helmet, and they could wash it off after the winter offensive. But it always leaves a little bit of marks, of course, on the rims and near the vent holes. So that's why it still has this gray white look on it because they washed the camouflage paint off, but it still has a nice combat look. And it's a very big helmet, of course, so I really like big helmets. You have more money, more value for your money, and very honest with complete with chin strap and liner intact. So this was, of course, my findings of the SOS. I got some more stuff, of course, little stuff and some uniforms, but this was actually the stuff I really wanted to show you, and I'll try to list it on the website as soon as possible so you can purchase it. Please do not call or text me to buy stuff before it reaches the website, because I simply won't answer it anymore, because I told it already a lot of times. So give me the chance to put it on the website, and then you all have a fair chance of buying the items in the future. So again, thanks for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you really enjoyed it, you can always subscribe to the channel. Like this, you help me and other collectors to see your channel and learn more about it. So thanks again, and hope to see you for the next video. James, are you in the right category?
Young man.
Oh, ja, dat is net Palermo.